Granted, I'm not in that situation, so I can't imagine how stressful that is. But like,
yeah, you'll never know what it's like to be a father.
You're right. Thank you. Like, and you'll never know what it's like to be a mother. Hey, Hools. Welcome back to the Daydream Arcade. I'm Brianna. Darryl is here, but not here. Somewhere in the void, but he'll be back. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different because it's all stories that were unused. So it's kind of like a graveyard episode. But we wanted to put something together for this week. So giving you a little extra content, a little never before seen content. Yeah, that's basically it. Next episode will be back to normal. Both of us will be here and it's going to be all new stories. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoy this little unused footage episode. All right, my next one. So this was originally posted on AmITheWeenie. Title is Am I the Weenie for being annoyed that my wife allowed my brother to stay at her house. My 39 male brother, 20, lives with his girlfriend about an hour's drive away from me and my wife. My brother and I have never been close due to the age difference. Our parents had me young and then him later in life. He was always the spoiled one who got whatever he wanted. We see each other on holidays and special occasions. But other than that, we might talk on the phone once or twice a month. Last night, I had to work late and could not be reached by phone. When I got off, I noticed that I had 2 missed calls from my brother and a few from my wife. But it was already close to 11 p.m., so I chose to just drive home and not call and possibly wake someone up. I walk into the house and see my wife, 41 female, and brother on the couch playing Mario Kart. When I walk in, they both say hi and go back to their game. I went to the bedroom to shower and frankly just sleep. I was exhausted. My wife comes in a few minutes. My wife comes in a few minutes later and I ask her why my brother was there. She said he called her because he and his girlfriend had gotten into a pretty heated argument and he just needed to get away from the situation for a little while he figured out what he was going to do. They only have one car and it's in the girlfriend's name, so he couldn't take it. Apparently, he tried to call me and when I didn't answer, he called her and she went and picked him up an hour away, even though she hates driving at night. They also went out to dinner before coming home. I told her that I find it odd that she would pick up my brother and take him to dinner, just because he got into an argument with his girlfriend, that he's an adult and needed to work it out. He's 20. She just rolled her eyes at me and said he would be staying in the spare room as long as he needed, that I was acting weird and that he is my brother and has no idea why it was such a huge deal that he was there. I told her that if someone is staying at my house, especially my family, I should be the one who decides that he had no right to call her, that she should have waited for me to call him back and would be talking to him in the morning. She told me to deal with it and grow up, that he was always welcome here. My wife is now mad at me and I'm stuck with my brother in the house for who knows how long, until he figures out his life. We already have 2 teens. I don't need another kid here. I stand by what I said. My brother doesn't need to be here, but my wife is still mad at me today. Am I the weenie for saying that she should not have picked up my brother and allowed him to stay at the house? What are your thoughts so far? There's an update.
I feel like he's being a little too brutal.
He's being very brutal. That is your brother, dude.
Like, I know so many times on the show we've said, like, you don't have to accept your family for their bullshit and stuff like that, but
I feel like this is different. Like,
brother is falling on hard times, it seems.
He had a heated argument. Like, that's that. If my brother called me and he said like, hey, I'm really having a tough time, can I come stay with you, or like whatever the fucking case may be, I'd be like, yeah, I'm dropping everything and I'm coming to get you.
Because you're a good sister. You're a good sibling.
Like, I don't get that. I don't get that. It's just weird to me. And to like be all weird that your wife did that, you should be super fucking thankful that you have a wife that accepts your family too. And that, cares about your family.
Yeah, cares enough that she went out at night and what she doesn't like driving at night.
Yeah, that speaks volumes.
Yeah, why don't you have the same, like, we all can't be the same person, but like you can't just like have the same level of care.
Yeah, you just wait till this update.
It's not that hard.
Okay, so this update. Buckle in, y'all. I don't think just because I think at 18 a person should be out of the house and not rely on family to support them makes me a bad person. People need to grow up and be adults. I expect the same from my children. They're expected to have a job and save money to move out when they are 18 and graduated from high school. If they go to college, they can stay, but are expected to pay for it on their own and pay a small amount of rent.
Bro.
My wife does not agree with this and says they can stay as long as they need. I'm trying to make her see reason. As a kid, I was never taken to the zoo, museums, or out to eat. Okay.
Okay. So that means that your kids can't have that.
Yeah, that means everyone has to suffer just because you did. Cool. I was sent to a public school and not allowed to play sports or do activities because there was never money. I had to get a job as soon as I could. My parents were 16 when they had me. Even when they got older and had more money, I still did not get the opportunities that my brother was given. He got the best and I got nothing. It's time he stood on his own. Oh, so it's jealousy. Cool. Yes, my kids got to go to the zoo / parks, museums, play sports, and attend activities. They get a lot of what I didn't. But those are my kids, not my brother. I don't see why my wife would take him along with her. My brother has always loved her like another mom, so I had to share her with my brother too. Wow, dude.
That's a weird way to phrase it, but
very weird. I got home from work last night. Everybody was getting ready for dinner. After dinner, I told the kids to please go to their room so I could talk to my brother and wife. I asked my brother why he was there and why he felt the need to call us instead of working it out. He said that he just needed to get out of the house. He had found out that his girlfriend had cheated on him and she was planning on leaving. She blamed him for cheating because he wouldn't marry her or have a baby with her, and that was what she really wanted. They are 20. Just wanted to emphasize that. I said what she wanted wasn't unreasonable, that he was being immature. If he could live with her, he could marry her. Wow. Okay. My wife said that not everyone wants to be married and have children that young. He is an adult. Grow up. I said I didn't appreciate them making decisions without me. This could have been sorted out the next morning. No one needed to drive 2 hours or run away from home. I asked when my brother planned on leaving. He talked to his girlfriend. She was moving out by Sunday. Then he would go home. He had 2 months left on the lease, so he was going to look for something smaller to move into. I said that I didn't like him staying that long. My wife said, he's your brother. A few days are not going to kill anyone. I agreed to just stop the fight. I didn't like it, but I felt backed into a corner. I still think he needs to go home and deal with his own problems. My brother said, thanks, I appreciate it, and walked off. My wife and I talked some more. Neither one of us is really happy with one another.
You don't say.
Jesus Christ.
The lack of empathy, the lack of sympathy, just the lack of just a human fucking soul.
Lack of fucking humanity, is crazy.
Just absolutely astounding to me. He is your brother. He just got cheated on. You have these very unfair and today's today's economy, and the economy is just gonna get fucking worse. Your kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna not be able to move out when they're 18. That is an
insane requirement for your fucking kids. In this time of inflation,
I understand you're wanting to teach your kids responsibility, but I don't know, maybe have them get a summer job or something.
Dude,
to teach them responsibility.
How do you think an 18-year-old is going to save up that real quick? Granted, there are some, 18-year-olds, even younger, that, unfortunately have to rely on themselves in order to fucking live. But these people they're not struggling. They're not falling on hard times. It seems like they can very much support their kids. He just wants to be a dick and be like, no, I had to do it, so now you have to do it.
And is it for me, if I had a family, I would want to give them, things that I wasn't able to have.
Yeah, me too.
And also this fucking piece of shit that says that he never got to go to the zoo, he never got to go to amusement parks, he never got to go to the movies when he was a kid. You know that by allowing your children to do that you can go with them and you can experience it yourself too, you stupid, inconsiderate fucking... All right, my next confession is posted by Fatherhood Regret. I wish I never became a father. It ruined my life. My wife and I used to be so happy. 8 years ago, we were newlyweds, deeply in love, and loved traveling and were enjoying life. Then she got pregnant. We were overjoyed. My son was born. Then 2 years later, we had twin boys. It only got worse as time went on. My wife had 4 boys, and then 6 more boys, and then 7.
God,
my son has a lot of anger.
Personally.
It's John and Kate plus 8. What are they up to?
Fucking probably raising 18 kids.
Didn't John go to jail?
I thought it was Kate.
Or Kate went to jail?
I think one of them went to jail, yeah. I don't think
Did
they're
they murder
together
one of the
anymore.
kids?
Oh my God, no, I don't think so. I think it was like some like tax evasion or some shit.
Ah, yeah, that's what gets most celebrities is tax evasion.
Yeah.
It's like all these rich people have accountants and people to do stuff for them. I'd like to imagine that they hire someone to do their taxes and they're just like, nope, not this year.
Nope, we don't
Not
need to do
this
that,
year.
actually.
I want to watch you go to jail. I have
fuck?
too many clients anyway.
That's crazy, dude.
Or like they said something, they got a little too big for their britches. I'm Mr. Celebrity here, ha 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 ha. Like I'm gonna just, try and get my tax person to commit fraud or something like that. And they're like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. And I'm also gonna tell all the other, tax people in the area to not take you on as a client. And so they threatened them
You're really
with legal
going
action,
into the
celebrity.
lore, huh?
And then that person just says, you know what? You want to threaten my life? You want to threaten my family? You want to threaten my livelihood? I'm not going to do your taxes for you this year. You're going to go to jail. Anyway.
Thank you for that.
My son has a lot of anger and behavioral issues. This has pretty much only gotten worse as he's gotten older. I've had to work 2 jobs for 3 years now to be able to afford therapy for him. We've had to make him move preschools and schools multiple times. Really, all he's done since he's been born is make my wife and I miserable. Just the other day, I came home after working a total of 15 hours at 2 jobs, and I said, hey, son, and do you know what he said to me? Fuck you, Dad.
And he's 8?
I don't think I've ever said fuck you, Dad. Fuck
Dude,
to my
I
dad.
cannot imagine saying that at 8 years old is crazy.
I can't imagine. I don't even think I dropped my first F-bomb until I was like 12.
Yeah, I think so.
Or 13. Anyway, after I came home for a long day working hard to put food on the table and pay for all of his behavior therapy on the off chance that he'll become a functioning adult someday. After I cried my block...
What?
Sorry. After I...
After I cried my block.
After I circled my block 4 fucking times because I was dreading coming home like every other day, I got up in his face and said, you know what? Fuck you too. Then walked off and took a shower.
8-year-old? Okay, I'm sorry. I can't.
Just bending over and being like, I'd like to imagine that this 8-year-old is like 6'9".
Dude, like, what is this 8-year-old built off of?
I don't know, God. Creatine and Ovaltine.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Then walked off and took a shower and went to bed. Fucked up part is, I don't even feel bad. He treats my wife, his brothers, and myself like shit 99% of the time, while we all coddle his meltdowns and try to be loving and supportive of him like the shrieks say. As for the twins, they aren't as hateful or troublesome, but are both on the autism spectrum, so that's definitely made things harder too. As much as I love them, they have some really annoying quirks and other habits, probably from being on the spectrum, I don't know. But it's typical for them to run around playing and screaming while my oldest son has a meltdown. We've never been able to go anywhere and have a good time as a family. One of the kids, usually my oldest, always fucks it up. We were nearly banned from our local Olive Garden.
Not the Olive Garden.
Not the Olive Garden, because I had the bright idea to take us all out to a family dinner last year. Never again. You might be doing yourself a favor. Unless Olive Garden wants to sponsor this show.
Shut up.
We just have like a bunch of cheese graters on our desk.
Like, what the fuck? Unlimited breadsticks.
Yeah, we have a warmer next. Some streamers and content creators have a mini fridge next to ours. We just have a bread warmer that is just filled with breadsticks. Don't put the salad in the bread warmer.
How would you do that?
I don't know. Because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how my wife does this shit all day while I'm at work. She's a better person than I am, but I think it's starting to hit her. I caught her up one night when I got home late, just sitting in bed crying. Our children, as much as we might love them, are ruining our lives and straining our marriage. We haven't had sex in almost 4 months.
All right.
The summer has been particularly bad too. What?
I said, all right, guy.
All right, guy. It hasn't been 4 months. Shut up. That's what Brianna is really saying. Reading... I'm sorry. Reading this, you're probably thinking I'm a shitty dad. And honestly, you're probably right. Not once have I ever done anything for any of these 3 that's actually helped them. All I know how to do is work myself to death and make money. My own dad left when I was a baby, and my siblings were toddlers and preschoolers. I've always hated him for that, but after the last few years especially. I get it. Wait.
He's like, I get why he left me. Like, what
Let me reread that.
fuck?
I always hated him for that, but after the last few years especially, I get it. Everything I've ever heard about the man has been bad. He was a shit dad like me, except he decided to walk out. I'm not gonna walk out like he did. I could never do that to my wife, but to be honest, I don't hate my own father as much as I used to after the last handful of years. Man, that's rough.
That is rough, but I also don't know how to feel about OP. Granted, I'm not in that situation, so I can't imagine how stressful that is. But like,
Yeah, you'll never know what it's like to be a father.
you're right. Thank you. Like, and you'll never know what it's like to be a mother.
I'm gonna pass out.
No, yeah, that's crazy though. Like, oh, God, that's just, I don't know. That's
God.
really fucking crazy. And for him to be like, yeah, I get why he left. Like, that's so wild, dude. What the fuck?
It's like, I get why he left. But, I mean, like, at least he said that he's not going to walk out on his kids. you're like waiting for that but...
I'm just blown away. Because, yeah, the oldest kid, he's a menace to society, but obviously has some shit going wrong. The twins
Yeah.
are on the autism spectrum, so they're obviously struggling as well. And for him to just, I don't know, for him to just be like, I'd never do that to my wife. What about your kids? You got 3 of them. Holy shit.
I mean, they're obviously really burnt out.
No, yeah, obviously.
Insanely burnt out. I think it's normal, not saying it's right, but I think it's normal for parents to resent their kids sometimes. Because we're fucking human. We all have the capacity to fucking, like, resent certain people or things or situations that we're in.
Yeah.
I don't think that their family life has to always be like this.
No.
As shitty and as bad and as wild as it is right now, you know, that doesn't mean that things are gonna, like, be that way forever. So I will give you this. I think that the father and the mother would benefit going to therapy in tandem with the child. Not like being in the therapy session. That's not what I mean. I mean like having therapy outside for themselves, outside of, you know, the situation that they're currently dealing with, and just having the son go to therapy and whatnot. Or maybe, you know, like even like maybe like have like the other kids talk to somebody. And like, I'm not like saying like, oh, lock up the children, put them in padded cells, send them in the paddy wagon.
Oh my God.
Like fucking like just
Send them to boot camp.
Send them to boot camp, you know, send them to a trade school. That's not what I mean. Just I think that the parents would also benefit from therapy or talking to somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
My first post here was posted by Durin16. She seems wonderful. All right. This was originally taken off of AmITheWeenie. This guy, 23 male, joined my 22 female friend group around 6 months ago. I instantly felt attracted to him as he's a very handsome guy and sweet. At the start, we got along well and even spent some time without others. I was certain that we'd start dating soon. However, after a while, we began having disagreements, like within like the first hour of hanging out.
That's crazy.
He would accuse me of having a bad attitude, not being nice to people, and mistreating others in general. Parentheses, all false. Fast forward to a couple years. Wow.
Wow.
Fast forward to a couple of days ago. He hadn't asked me out yet, so I asked him when he would do that. This is the text he sent me. Listen, you're beautiful and my type. I thought you were stunning from the moment we met, but a pretty face means nothing when a girl behaves the way you do. Personality is important to me, and yours is horrible. You treat people like shit, and even made cry over something petty. I'm not even sure you notice that everyone constantly walks on eggshells around you. So no, I decided not to ask you out. I'm physically attracted to you, but you're not the only attractive girl in the world.
Damn. Mic drop.
Damn. I found this text really, really hurtful and shocking. After I read it, I went over to his place and we started arguing. I ended up crying and throwing some stuff around, and at the end there were some broken plates and glasses. After this incident, my entire friend circle labeled me crazy and unhinged, which I'm not. Am I really the weenie here after that awful text? Yes.
Yes.
You went over to his house, and I'm gonna assume unprompted.
And started throwing things? That's weird.
And started throwing shit and breaking his shit, and you're not even dating? You should probably get some help. You should probably talk to somebody, because that's not...
Get some help.
Yeah, stop it. Go talk to Michael Jordan. Maybe he'll get you
I almost said, isn't he dead?
McChicken.
He's not. He's not at all.
No, he is not dead.
He's fully alive.
Michael Jordan is very much still alive.
He's Michael Jordan.
He's 61 years old.
Wow, okay.
Yep. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is his name.
MJJ.
MJJ. Is he not? He's
Spider-Man
not anymore. Spider-Man. All right.